Welcome back to the Officials Institute and our next segment of Rule Review, where today we will be talking about continuous motion. We will once again be reviewing several video clips where we will try to determine when a player has started their usual throwing motion in order to determine whether they were fouled in the act of shooting or not. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we can see this player drive down the court into the lane and then gets bumped from behind right before he goes up for his layup. But was he fouled before or after his shot? Let's take a closer look. When evaluating plays that involve continuous motion, the first thing we need to determine is when did the offensive player start his act of shooting. In most cases, when a player gathers the ball ending his dribble, like he does here, he has begun his usual shooting motion. And since the foul happens after the try has begun, the offensive player is allowed to finish any usual movement involved with that shot. Let's watch it one more time. On our second play, we once again have a player drive down the lane, a defender reaches in and fouls him, and then attempts to shoot the ball for 2 points. But was it a shooting foul or out of bounds? Let's take a closer look. As the player enters the lane here, he gathers the ball and starts his shooting motion. Then the defender fouls him after his try has started, and he continues his motion and throws the ball up for 2 points. This is a shooting foul and should be awarded 2 free throws. Here it is again, one more time. In this clip, we see the dribbler getting hand-checked at the top of the key, but then continuing his motion, spinning around a defender and going up for a layup. Let's go ahead and take a look at this again. As the dribbler ends at the top of the lane here, he starts his shooting motion by gathering the ball. The defender then puts 2 hands on his opponent here, while the offensive player continues his motion for a layup. Let's go ahead and back this up and look at this one more time, focusing on his footwork. Now, as the player gathers the ball, his right pivot foot is on the floor. He lifts that pivot foot and returns it to the floor, creating a traveling violation. This cancels the continuation motion, since it is no longer considered usual or customary movement. However, since the player was fouled in the act of shooting, he will receive 2 free throws. Here it is again, one last time. In this last clip, we have a pass to the corner for a quick shot outside the arc when the defender displaces the shooter from his spot. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. When this player jumps off the floor and releases the ball in his shot, he becomes an airborne shooter. However, once he comes down onto the floor, he is no longer airborne and is no longer considered in the act of shooting. So when he is fouled here, it is a common foul and not a shooting foul, and he will receive the ball nearest the spot of the foul. Let's watch it one more time. That completes our segment of continuous motion. Hopefully you found this helpful, so next time you see these similar plays on the court, you'll be better prepared to rule properly. Please come back again and we'll see you soon.